About 3 summers ago, I live in Atlanta, Georgia. And one of my friends from Singapore, his name is Du Eng Seng. He was the CEO of Gillette for Asia Pacific. He's a very fine man. And Du phoned me and said, Brother Ravi, are you going to be in town tomorrow? I'm in Atlanta. I'd love to see you. I said, Du, I'm leaving tomorrow for 5 weeks. I'd love to see you too, but really, I'm not going to be here after midday. I've got to be flying out. He said, Ravi, I have to see you. I thought, oh, brother, something's wrong. I said, all right, I'll meet you for a quick breakfast. It'll be 30 minutes, and then I'll have to go back home, pick up my bags, and leave. He said, that's fine. So we met at a little pancake house type place. We ordered the pancakes, and they sat there in front of us. We never even touched them. He said, you know, Ravi, I wake up every morning, and I've had a habit. Before I wash up and get on my knees for my formal time of prayer, I lie in bed for about 30 minutes, and I just say this, Lord, speak to me if there's anything you want me to do to prepare for this day. And he said, I'll lie there. He said, yesterday being in Atlanta, you were so much on my mind. And he said, and you came to my mind. And I said, Lord, is there any word you want me to give my brother Ravi? He said, and God spoke to me, and that's why I wanted to see you. Boy, that scared me. Never had anything happen like this. He looked at me and he said, God told me in my thinking there to tell you that the anointing on your life in the years to come will be greater than the years that have gone by. I just looked at him. I said, you sure the Lord told you this? He said, yes, my brother. He said, but then he told me something, and that's why I wanted to see you. He said, tell Ravi, he will still have a lot of struggles and challenges physically, but I'm going to take care of him 3, 4, 5. He said, Lord, I don't know what you mean. He said, you tell Ravi, he'll know what I mean. I'm here to tell you the Lord said you'll have many challenges, but he's going to take care of you 3, 4, 5. Does that mean anything to you? I said, for the last 28 years, I have lived with a broken back, and it came about by the herniation of L3-4 and L4-5. And I'm straddled from L3 to S1, those bolts in me. So when you say 3, 4, 5, all I can think of is L3, 4, and L4, 5. He started crying. He said, I knew nothing of what the spine is like. He said, where is this? So I told him, just above that belt line. He put his hand on my back and he prayed for me. I've been prayed for many times. I've got all the oils in the world that can be tested, you know. So if you're sending me any, please send it to somebody else who might need it. I've got all the oils that I need. You know. I'm joking about that. I've appreciated those who've tried to help me. He prayed. I went back home, and I was hurriedly trying. You know, I couldn't even bend down. I can't lift a suitcase. I can't lift a bag. So I traveled with my colleague. And I told Margie, I said, honey, something happened this morning, but I don't want you to tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Here's what happened. She said, oh, wow. So we left. My colleague, Kryn, who was here till today, took ill, and he's flown back to Atlanta. He came, picked me up, went to the airport, went around, and next airport, we're checking, going through security, and after security, I'd get on my knees and tie my shoelace because I could not cross my legs. If I did this, just pull, and I'd be limping for days. Without even thinking, I sat on a chair, crossed my leg, and started to tie my shoelace. And he looked at me and said, what are you doing? From that day till now, I have never had any pain in my back. Just a minute. Am I nervous that it might return? Or ye of little faith? Do I have tightness? I have to be careful, but Thomas travels with me now. I'll tell you, I do naughty things. I'll pick up my suitcase, pick up my bags, put them up there. I'll do all kinds of things. I just say, Lord, if you're really healed, man, I need to at least be able to put my briefcase up on the top out there. I don't know what it means, but I just want to tell you, God works on a timetable. He didn't come for Lazarus when they wanted him to come for Lazarus. He He said, this is done that the work of God might be displayed about the blind man whom he healed. If you're struggling with a personal physical malady, God works with a timetable, and don't be shocked if one day he meets you in that need and you are well again. It may be that the ultimate translation will come into his very presence. I can't guarantee how it'll work. I can only tell you, as a Christian apologist who lives with so much thought, my heart has been strangely warmed by the miracle of his healing 28 years after my injury with that back. He works on a timetable. His grace is sufficient to raise the question. Without him makes the question moot. So to make the question consistent and find his grace sufficient and work with this timetable, you can become a shining light even in your pain to a world that's desperately looking for examples in that. One man told me, and I close with this, he said to me, when you're looking to be mentored and discipled, look to somebody who has suffered much and whose faith in God has remained unshaken. Those are the mentors I look for. So that's my answer to this person. Maybe we